Hello everyone, this is AndresRestart, and we have some mega Zelda 40th anniversary leaks to discuss today. So firstly, we're hearing about another actor that's going to be in the Zelda movie, and this actor and the role they're apparently playing has huge implications about the story being told here and what's going to be said about Zelda lore. It's some pretty cool stuff, and that was going to be the main focus for today's video. But something else literally just happened right before recording that is maybe even a bigger deal. Depends how you look at it. We have photo imagery for Zelda 40th anniversary products here. We can see the Zelda 40th anniversary logo. We can see that Zelda themed Switch 2 Pro controller and Zelda themed Nintendo Switch 2 console. The things that we said that were going to be happening based off things heard by Special Nick and Necro Felipe and Mike Odyssey, well, turns out totally true, or at least we have some photo evidence of it to suggest it's very, very likely to be true. And so we're going to be taking a look at this stuff. It looks pretty awesome, and yes, there are some pretty cool implications too. That's what we're getting into this time. Before doing so though, let me ask that if you find yourself enjoying my videos, and if you haven't subscribed already, to please subscribe. So firstly, according to Daniel RPK, who has a history of leaking things having to do with movies, hasn't always gotten it right, so do still take it with a grain of salt, but still has gotten many things right, is saying that Samara Weaving will be cast as Hylia in the live-action Legend of Zelda movie. Now for some context here, even though Daniel RPK does get things correct, they did also say a while back that they heard that Hunter Schafer was being eyed to play the role as Princess Zelda. Now, to be clear, being eyed doesn't mean they'll be cast for the role. Apparently, there is a big push by Hunter Schafer's agent to play this role, but that's not who Nintendo and Sony picked. They picked Bo Bragison. Samara Weaving is another award-winning actress, and the idea of her playing Hylia in the live-action Zelda movie seems really cool. Now, for those that don't know who the goddess Hylia is, this character in the Zelda universe was introduced with Skyward Sword. Basically, when the three golden goddesses created the world in the Triforce, they bestowed the Triforce upon goddess Hylia to protect it. And Hylia, while a goddess, was essentially the initial Zelda, and she's reincarnated afterwards as Princess Zelda or the different Zeldas in the different games. And in Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, we see the goddess Hylia statue represented throughout the world. So basically, Hylian people worship goddess Hylia, which is why we see her representation all throughout the world of Hyrule. And if there's going to be an actress for this person, it's really interesting because we already have Bo Bragison playing as Princess Zelda. Hylia is like the original Zelda, even if her name's not actually Zelda, but Hylia. This has some pretty big implications for the movie. One, we're going to see both these characters, and I guess what could happen, either A, there's some sort of flashback where they speak of this history, but if they actually have an actress for this person to play Hylia, then they may have more of an active role, perhaps a guiding presence for Princess Zelda. And what makes this also interesting is that we've also heard that Yvonne Strahovski is reported to play a queen character. Now, who would this queen character be? My first thought would be the mother of Zelda, but then I've also considered perhaps the Queen of the Zoras, some sort of royalty there. But if we're going to have some portraying Hylia, and then also another queenly character, if it's a Queen of the Zoras, then I think that would be a separate thing. But if we're also going to see the Queen of Hyrule, the mother of Zelda, and Hylia, there's some very interesting possibilities here. And I think to what happened with Tears of the Kingdom, where they had Princess Zelda meet Queen Sonia. Queen Sonia is the most interaction we've ever seen with a queen in The Legend of Zelda, and perhaps something was established there where Nintendo feels that they should build upon that, this interaction between the princess and the queen, or at least the idea of having some sort of guiding presence for the princess. Thinking about it, Link has the different guiding presences. He, like the wise old man, the king of the Red Lions, the king of Hyrule, Rauru, Kapora Gabora. Maybe Nintendo also thought that there should be some sort of role like that for Princess Zelda as well, because they want her to also be an important character, both of them being important characters here, and so by extension they may also want to have that guiding presence as well for the both of them. It's interesting to consider here, and when we go back to some of the set leaks, how we've seen that they are actually working on a set within some sort of spring, very similar to what we saw in Skyward Sword and Breath of the Wild, which in part is a celebration of goddess Hylia. It is making a lot of sense here, and it could also play a significant role of the depiction of the Triforce, which makes sense because this is going to be the first Zelda movie, which is going to reach a large audience and tell the world more about what is Zelda. So depicting goddess Hylia, depicting the Triforce, depicting these important characters within the royalty and all, is going to really help to set the stage so people understand the world of Zelda as much as reasonable. So we'll see if this holds true, but it's very, very interesting to say the least here. Now, let's get into the other stuff. Here is imagery for the Zelda Switch 2 Pro Controller. As you see here, there is the logo for the Zelda 40th anniversary. And this is a big deal because this suggests that Nintendo probably is going to make some official announcements for the Zelda 40th anniversary using this logo. If you remember from Mario's 40th anniversary or the 35th or beforehand, whenever they would have a game that was announced as part of this anniversary celebration, the trailer would start with that logo. Nintendo may be planning something very similar for Zelda here, where they're going to show this logo first, maybe the 8-bit Link does something and it lines up there on the 0 for the 40. And this also probably means it's going to be a big 40th anniversary presentation where there will be multiple announcements, likely a few games, not just more on the Ocarina of Time remake, which of course that would be a big deal, but there could be other things as well. And this is a Pro Controller. I think it looks really cool. Eventually I'm going to want to get another Pro Controller for my Switch 2. This might be the one. It looks really cool. I love the triangles, the gold, the handles, the grips, the triggers. It all looks beautiful. I like how there's gold at the top there. It's a good looking controller. But there's also the Zelda themed Switch 2, and here we can see the dock. The dock has all the triangles, the Triforce, but then also on the Joy-Cons we're going with the gray and the green, and there's even like the gold accents there. It's looking really pretty. And even the back has some stuff going on there too with the brown. Even at the bottom of the dock here as I take a closer look. This is very pretty, this is very good looking, and it's suggestive of a big celebration that Nintendo has planned for Zelda's 40th anniversary. And this also goes to show that the people we've been covering, such as Special Nick and Necrofelipe, and even Mike Odyssey, have been hearing some things accurately about Zelda's 40th anniversary, and that bodes well for other things they've been saying too. So it's some pretty interesting stuff. One of those big things being that the Ocarina of Time remake has a big budget, which Special Nick had heard about years in advance. So we've already kind of seen the teaser trailer. It seems pretty evident, but maybe we're talking about something here that's more than just a one-to-one remake, which I've been arguing for a while. We'll see what happens, but it's all very exciting. We're getting ever closer to Nintendo actually needing to tell us something officially about the anniversary. The fact that all these different things are leaking out right now, it just kind of seems like all this is tearing at the seams. Nintendo has so much to say, but they've taken so long to say it that different things are getting out there. But what do you all think? What do you think of this story that Samara Weaving could be playing the character of Hylia in the live-action Zelda movie? What do you make of the Zelda 40th anniversary logo, this Zelda-themed Switch 2 Pro Controller, and console? Tell me in the comments below. This is AndresRestart. Thank you so much for listening and watching, and I will see you all really soon. Take care. Bye.